Okay. Now I need a link. Share. Hey, Simon. Hear me all right?
Hear me all right?
See me? Well, you can't see me yet.
I know.
I don't have the camera
I don't have
on.
the camera on.
I think you got
the
video.
video.
What is? I don't know.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Video.
Got the video.
As in, you see the disclaimer. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. Got the video.
Can you
see the stream? Bad echo though. Okay, hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Let's see. Is that better? Better. You see the disclaimer? Is that? I just changed something in the audio. Is that a little bit better on the echo? We have a delay, I know. Yes, that's good. Okay, I'm going to skip the camera today because I'm having no echo. Okay, good. Okay, so that means you got video. So if I turn that off, hang on. Now you got a chart, correct? Should have an ES chart. And I forget you've got this delay. 30-second delay. Okay. Shit, how are we having more people? Oh, I guess it's already public. Okay, let me get the disclaimer on. Okay. Hey, Simon, if you'll post a link. Well, I guess somebody posted the link or YouTube did it. Okay, so I think I can get rid of... Oh, no, I need OBS over here. Okay, we'll give it a minute here to get a few people on, and then I'll pull the disclaimer. I'll be back in just 2 seconds. I'm going no video today. Hang on. Okay, so let's get rid of the disclaimer now. You guys should have an ES setup. All right, looks like we got a, yeah, there's the opening bell right in your ear. Okay, guys, so just FYI, Erwin, I think I've got it figured out, though. I think I've done it wrong so many times that I know where to go to fix it. I think. I mean, shit, I shouldn't say that. I'm going no camera today because I'm just honestly, guys, I'm suffering so badly with allergies. I don't want to. I'm just having to blow my nose and just deal with what comes with the beauty of allergies. So I thought that I would spare you that, me having to come on and off camera here to blow my nose. It's you cannot believe how annoying it is. Okay, so let me get to what you guys are looking at, right? Okay. Using a bit rate. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, guys. So since we're kind of doing the thematically, let's see, you guys have my screen yet. We're kind of doing an indicator focus here. I thought that we'd focus on the market structure here because a couple of reasons. One, I've been fruitful with my focus on it lately. Trading results have been good, and I feel like I haven't emphasized this one point here that's so key to it. And that's the expectation after a break of structure. So, here we'll go to the 60, which is, so I've got a 60, a 5, and then a very short term for the footprint chart. Okay, so yeah, there we are on the delay. Okay, so it's a little, I'm just getting used to the delay. All right, so this is what I feel like I didn't emphasize this. Hang on. Enough in some of the training here, and just in going back through this and looking at working on new content. Let me just emphasize this because this, in a couple of comments that I saw on the in the Discord the other day, Ghost jumped on this, right? Because he understands it very well. The whole idea after we get a break of structure like this or any of these is the expectation of what's next. The break of structure doesn't mean, oh, time to get short. Let's short it here. Although, in this case, right, those would have been decent. The break of structure is the setup for the retrace that would stay within the bounds of what would be the weak high and the strong high, right? This being the one that created the break of structure. It's the expectation. Hang on. Okay, so Erwin commenting on an update to 1.2. We've got a new version of SMC, which I don't have here, but he's updating the way it will draw an order block, a potential support or resistance zone. I guess we call it that. It's technically not. We wouldn't really call it an order block. In terms of a volume profile. Now, for those of you that have our toolbar, I mean, this is really an underappreciated tool, right? I can just look at that swing and I can just draw the volume profile. Here we sit at the POC. Excuse me. But my broader point where I was trying to go with this is here's the break of structure. What we're now waiting for is the retrace so we can get short to go after that low. Right now we come all the way here. Now there's the break of structure here. Now what we're waiting for, it's not break of structure get bullish. It's break of structure. Let's wait for the retrace. Here would be 50% of this range. We're looking for something in the discount range. So, how conveniently this lines up with what we're looking for, which at algo we know will be here in this range between 50 and 618, right, or golden zone. So the setup is to come down here, look for something like this where you'd have this confluence here of a low volume node with a golden zone to target that high, right? So that I just felt like when I went back through some of the material, a couple of questions I had from people who just recently bought this, that I didn't emphasize that enough. And so I'm going to take the time to do that today. And so as we look here, so as we're looking now, right, you kind of got mixed signals here. You came into this giant supply zone up here, got into the discount premium, right? This is what makes this a little bit tricky, but it should appeal to your concept of risk reward. So it looks very hard to be, the thought of saying, oh my God, we're going to sell it up here. Yeah, look at the risk reward there, right? In terms of where's your target. So as the market is coming out of this, right, out of this supply zone, even though we've had the break of structure, the thought isn't, oh well, I can't take any shorts here. Let's get that out of there. It's not that, oh, I can't take any shorts here. You can certainly play the counter trend. We know here 1 hour trend is up because this is the last break of structure. So here's a nice big pretty fair value gap right at the edge of the 50. Might be of interest. The golden zone here is going to, of course, be interesting. Oh, here we'll get to some broader stuff. And so this pattern just repeats over and over. Now this is you see the break of structure where the trend reverses here. So now, as we knowing, okay, on the 60-minute, the next time that we're interested in getting long is right here, and we're going to wait for that. I should say, in terms of trading, the technique, the methodology here would be to wait to get into the discount zone. Well, there's our discount zone where we know an algo is going to be active. So do we get here? Well, that remains to be seen. But right now, that's the wait. This is the next meaningful swing trade here if we're looking at a 60-minute. Now let's go to the 5 and see how we might approach that from the other side of it. Now this is I can pick this up. Oh shit, I can't remember here. There's a lot of them here. This was just a free indicator for Ninja here. It just highlights the Asian. It'll actually highlight all of them. I'm just focused on the Asian session. As we know, there's a lot of manipulation around the highs and the lows of the Asian session. So this is oh shit. Here I'll eventually I'll get a link to post this again. It was just a free indicator, but I can't remember where I got it. Excuse me, guys. So as we sit here looking at this, right now we're using the changes of character and the internal range here to set up the short. So here's a you can't script them any better, right? So we come right up to the low volume node, right up to a golden zone here. There's the change of character. So here's the trade, right? So here's the change of character. Any sort of a retrace, right, is of interest, right? You could look at it here as well. I think people have missed this, right? So as we come back here, what do we got here? Fair value gap, right? So that's already been tapped into. Do we? No, pardon me, we don't, right? So because this wick doesn't. But just the range of that bar might intrigue you here. There's probably shit here. If we do it this way, right to a 50, right, golden. Looks like you got more than second target. So another way you could approach that, just looking for the algo that we know is, at every pivot. So there it is going second target. So that would be a way to approach that, saying, okay, well, here I've had the change of character, right? The trend is up, but the change of character gives us the retrace opportunity. And I just feel like that needed to get emphasized, right? Here's the change of character right here. We go down, we come back. That's the trade you're looking for. All right, it's not get short. It's wait for the retrace to get short. All right, hopefully that point is clear. And you guys can note here that Erwin just commenting on that update. So here we are looking at the 60, looking at the 5, right? So here's the current swing structure here. Where do we get our next change of character? If we break here, that's not a change of character because it's lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? That would just be another lower low. Let's get this up here. Okay, so I'm kind of working the default. I've got a few different versions of it, but I do, I tend to revert back to default here just because I like what I can see here. I have a 15 range here with more of the emphasis on the histogram, but I like seeing that. I don't know, shit, it's just personal preference. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, so here's some stopping volume. Now, one thing I noted this when I was doing the videos here, with now all of these little signals have their own individual video. I think they're on the web page here. One of the things to note here, instead of the marker, right, you can just write in what it is, which I didn't know. I didn't realize. I thought we had to live with a marker. So here, because the marker was, oh fuck, what is this? Like a snowflake or so. I can't remember what it is. The marker. Or an X is on the stopping volume. You can, instead of the little marker, you can just write in stopping volume, which is kind of handy. Because otherwise, oh shit, you guys have all seen what Bobber70 made for you guys. Simon made this little cheat sheet on what all the delta signals are and all the bar markers. That's kind of handy. I keep it right next to my desk because sometimes I'm like, oh shit, okay, what do I got there? I got stacked imbalances. I got an exhaustion print. I got sweep. Shit. What all do I have there? I don't have them always on the tip of my tongue, so I keep that thing handy. But this is just so you know. Now, if you had too many of them, then you'd have text all over the chart. But kind of handy, right? So here's the stopping volume. Boom, we come down and test it. So do we have any action item here that might be intriguing here? Well, right now we're just, the next play would be wait for a retrace. So do we get one? Now, the other thing I was going to try and do, since you guys are just killing it on the NQ, let's try and get some NQ over here. Let's see if we can do the same thing on the NQ. Oh, shit. Let's see. What's a better way to do this? Hang on a second. Hang on. Let's try on the NQ. Hang on. Hang on. Allergies. So nothing to do here until we get right. If you're trading market structure, there's really nothing to do until we get some sort of a retrace, right? You've already had, this move is already underway. So now this is lower low. You'd be waiting for a retrace here. Oh, there we go. Now, we're not going to change the trend here unless we take out that high, right? So if we take out this high, this would just be a shallow retrace. So for the most part, you're looking for the counter trend plays. So if I just to stay consistent here, you'd be looking for this play to take it down, to look for this play to take it down, to look for that play. So that's the thought here, right? Okay, so here's the last one. Here was the last trade. Now, are we going to break the internal swing structure, or are we just going to retrace back here? Now, would there be anything there to trade off of? Well, you got this, right? So we'd be looking in here. So note this, right? So again, I'm just trying to make sure I've explained this, right? So within this range here, now we're at golden zone. So if this is going to continue here, this would be the target low. We're retracing back into an area of interest, right? Is that potentially a short? Well, let's see if we get anything setting up here. That doesn't look like anything I'd necessarily want to jump all over. Make sure I'm not muted. Okay, I do have the chat box open, so if anybody has questions or comments, or it's try to make these useful here. So my thought for suggestions, different indicators kind of as a feature, and I don't think we've really featured this as much as we might have. So that's what I was trying to do here today. Typically I start the day with any footprint on the 2000. What do I have over here? That's just 2000. 2000 in the S&P is a close proxy to a 1 minute, 2 minute, depending on the volatility. So I've just gotten very comfortable with the 2000. So right, I mean here we just came right up. There's your internal high, internal low. Right into the fair value gap. That's a potential short there on the 2000 tick. So let's come over here. See, is there, right? So it's late now. I'm not saying, right, you would have known to sell that here. We're coming right into fair value gaps here. So you get, that's the morning chop. We got no news. I don't think we have news today. I've got news indicators up somewhere. Actually, I take that back. Let me make sure I got any news indicators up. Could have sworn I had them on here. So it kind of mixed. Oh, what do you guys have on? It's kind of mixed messages here. This big down bar into a fair value gap, but you're above the 21 McGinley. I don't know that I would chase that. Didn't put in a new low. Excuse me. Kind of came right into that stopping volume. Pretty nice setup. Hang on. Now see, there's a signal here. It's there and it's gone. right? You know, just these little micro Jeezys, they will bite you in the ass if you just say, "Oh fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it." Right? I mean, it's not that he couldn't get through there, but that's just a dangerous spot. I'd want to see it get a close above it. Then you got this pivot up there. These little fuckers they're a pain in the ass, right? We know it's there. We can see it's right there, right? It's tempting to say, "Oh, I'm gonna buy it anyway." Yeah, careful of those. Now, how far did we go into this range? All right, this is what we're looking for. Ways to go. So one thing I do like about, you might put it more into a swing trading context. It forces you to wait, right? To look for the bigger move. So the risk reward. So there's a clean break now, right? Now what happens up here? Okay, so now we can put it into the 5 minute and look at this and say, okay, well here's the last pivot high. We're going to break that. Let's get these off of there. I'm not sure. I'm hoping I'm explaining this well enough. Here's the last change of character. Now I've had another, if I open this up, right? Another change of character here. So the next potential trade, if I move fast enough here, would be right down here. Right, there's the change of character. If you're going to play that counter trend, but you're out of sync with the broader trend, right? We want the 60 minute to come down here, right? So do we want to be chasing this long into that big supply zone up there? You know, I'm not saying don't take it. I'm just saying thematically, in terms of staying consistent with the approach to this kind of technical analysis, you would not necessarily be looking to be longing into that big supply. Now, one thing to notice here, you've just swept the lows right next to the Asian lows here. So these swept here. And so the breakout traders here are already having a bad day, as they do 99 out of 100 days. Nice tight little range. Anything to do there? Let's get the... I'm trying to get some more NQ in for you guys because so many of you are NQ all the time. Let's get this out of here. Just out of our way. Those are, but just by the way, those are weekly sessions. So I've got a 60-minute here. Okay, is there any confusion? Let's get my breaks of structure on. Oh, I want this on candle. So big fair value gaps down here. Lots of changes of character. I can't on a 60-minute. Let this reset. I have that's interesting. No breaks of structure here. This is all internal swing structure. One thing about Ninja is just annoyingly so slow compared to TradingView. So it's processing the volume profile here. It takes way too long. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'm still waiting. That seems too long, doesn't it? I can't touch it or I'll lock it up. I'm always afraid to touch it when it's calculating or I'll lock it up. All internal swing structure, right? So with the big range in the NQ is all self-contained here. Come on, that's just insane. There we go. All right, so that's how long it takes to calculate the weekly volume profile. Okay, so this is, not. Let's get some breaks of structure here. Okay, so here's the last break of structure down. Here's the last break of structure up. So the 1 hour trend is up because this being the last break of structure right here, right? So this is all all right. So it's, it's annoyingly obvious in hindsight, right? Here's the low. Oh, here, I guess there's my weak high. Excuse me. There's my weak high. I know this is just so annoying, right? So what do we see right here, right? So I can't make this up, right? Like, okay, so let's look at the range. Then let's look to go between the 50 and the golden zone. Maybe we'll get it exactly at the golden zone. I can't make this up, right? There you go. Right? It was not set up. I didn't know that was there. It's just how it works, right? So it's just, we know this, right? It's not like, no, there should be exactly 0 people surprised by that. 0. And if anything, it would be more surprising that you didn't find that. That would be the surprise. So here we know the, I thought I had that fatter. We know the range we're in. So here, this has already been tapped. Now we get the break of structure here. So we're looking to do it again. All right, so here this would be the internal swing structure, but we haven't gotten a new high. So these are still active, right? So we still would be looking for a buy down here because we have not taken out, we haven't had enough of a push here to give us any sort of change of trend or break of structure. So it's just uptrend continues. So you're kind of waiting here. So let's go to the 5 minute. All right, so the trend is up. NQ, you guys are all NQ, so I'm trying to get NQ going. All right, swept the lows of the Asia session. I've been taking these off just to start the day. Okay, 5 minute trend is up. Here's the range that we're in. Is that making it harder to see? Here's some swing low to swing high. There's the range. I thought I had you. Trend is up. So here's the last break of structure on the 5 minutes. So would you not be, if you right deep here, right, blew right through here, but would you not be buying in the discount down here? Yeah, you would. Okay, so how do we get in alignment? We know the 1 hour, the trend is up. 5 minute trend is up. How do we get, we want to trade, ideally we try and get everything in alignment. So here's the last thing that happened is we've had a change of character. So here's the internal structure. Let me give you that here. This is the last internal swing low to swing high. All right, so as we come in here, potentially you'd have an area of interest. So now let's go from there to the footprint, see if I can. It's hard to do this in multiple markets. I guess we don't need that since we're not trading. All right, so we're looking for longs. Now, since I see you guys using the 25 range, which I know he's done a 21, right? So I see Simon using this a lot, so I was like, okay, let's try it. So this is, I've got trap traders striped there. Maybe that's too much striping. Oh, no, I want delta bars. I want percentage. What do I want? Vertical stripes. So I got trap traders, right? There's a lot of them. Here on a 25 range here. Sometimes I don't love the look of that. We can take that off. 1 minute I think moves it's too squirrely on the NQ, so I will often go to a 2 minute. Okay, here's our range. There's the golden zone. I've got devil's volume on here just to accent. All I'm doing is accenting where I have more than 3 standard deviations, right? So there we're coming right into it. Do you want to buy that? That's not a buy bar. No, so there's the change of character, right? So now, okay, let's try and put this conceptually, right? So now we don't know how far that goes, right? But if we start to come back, right, you'd be looking for potentially some, because that change of character is small, but it's enough. Anything back up here? Not really. Two-minute trend is down, right? Because here's the last change of character. Don't really have anything up here. Let's come over here. .25 range is kind of squirrely. Here's change of character coming back up here. Anything up here? Here's the range we're in. New low. How's the S&P looking? Yeah, this is. I'll find a better way to move back and forth. Maybe if I put the S&P, put the NQ right next to it, so I don't have to just drag them over. Okay, I had a guy this morning using the SMC on a 10-second chart. No kidding, God, that's. I've seen people using 15-second. I've never seen a 10-second, but that I suppose is not terribly surprising. The thing about it that is appealing, I think, to anyone is there's a logic to it that gives you if this then that kind of decision-making matrix, which I think can be appealing. So we look here at the S&P. Well, we're just going sideways. Not a whole lot of aggression on either side here, so kind of neutral. You're stuck in that neutral zone, so you're not getting a lot of insight here, other than we're not making loops to the plus 600, minus 600. We're just kind of stuck in the neutral zone, which is pretty reflective of what we see here on a 2000 tick. I can go here. We can go to a 1 minute once the market gets open, because I want to. I prefer to look at the overnight in a tick chart. Once we open here, then we get something we can work with here. All right, so nice big fair value gap down here. Trend is down. Why is trend is down? Because the last change of structure. Here's the internal swing structure we're working in. Since the open. Still struggling to figure out how to make this useful for you guys, but hopefully just a review of how you would approach it. Okay, trend is down here. Look, we see this market moving up here. So if we get this will be a new change of character. So note that's, I've kind of put them in this light blue here so I could spot that internal range, and we want the internal range to match with the larger. Trend is up, trend is up, trend is down. All right, so can we get these in alignment? If we can get them in alignment, then we're just looking for something, stopping volume or trap traders or something to suggest, okay, the timing is right. So this is just for precision. This is, okay, this is the logic as to why we'd be looking. Oh, there goes the NQ starting to move. So we need a break. Well, okay, so what are we after here? We're after the break of structure here, and then we would take the retrace. So then we'd be in alignment. All three would be in alignment. That's what we're after, just in terms of the theory of it. But until we got to break this high, right, to get a new change, to get a change of character, higher high. Right, so there we go. And there we go. All right, there's the break of structure. Right, that's not going to switch until this candle closes and we get a pivot. Okay, so everybody's in alignment now. Well, technically, right, we're not as deep as you'd like it here, but we are in alignment. But ideally, you'd be buying down here. If we're looking at the 60, you'd be buying in the discount zone. But all three are in alignment. So for kind of a counter trend trade, there's an opportunity there. Oh, I might defer to the 5 and then go to the 1 minute to time that. Here's the big supply we're coming out of. Here now we've got, it's not quite done yet. So once we get a pivot up here, assuming you want to trade above the discount range, which is questionable, right, as to whether or not you want to trade in the discount range. If we come down here, then we'd be looking for that. But keep in mind, if you were ultra disciplined in this approach, you'd be no longs until you get into the discount zone. Now you could wait a long time and you could break this high and then you're still waiting. So there's a trade-off. It forces you to wait, which, for day traders can be annoying, right? Because you want to trade. Let's get a look over. We had a trend. It's up, up, up. Okay, so all three are in alignment. So it's kind of the same issue over here. Okay, everybody's in alignment here. So the 1 minute, what do I got? 25 range, the 5 minute, and the 60 minute are in alignment that the trend is up, but we wouldn't be buying in the discount range. You'd be trading up here in your own range. All right, this probably be a dull if we're going to wait for this. not much to do in this live stream because it's assuming, well, who knows, right? Maybe we see that later today. But you're a long way from the discount range, put it that way. Right? And that may change, right? You may never get it. Okay, we're starting to roll here. Baby whale. Virgin POC value area with a good ratio exhaustion print is a really nice setup, and they appear often. A virgin POC value area. Erwin, I think the one for. Okay, so let's see if I can recreate exactly what he's talking about. Do we have a? Okay, Erwin, let's see. Can I do that? I didn't know I can extend the POC. Maybe I can. POC right here. Oh, extend until broken. Okay, there we go. Did I just do it right? Yeah. Extend the POC in value areas until tested. Okay, so and then bar value area, extend until tested. Interesting. Okay, so good with a good ratio and exhaustion print. Okay, so a good ratio. I don't have an exhaustion print down here. But this, I like what he did. You guys see what he just did. So these are being pulled over, right? So there was the POC, just got tested and broken, right? So extend until broken. Oh, let's see here. Here's the new swing range. Here's the fair value gap. Okay, that's a nice way to do it. Erwin. All right, I think I replicated that. Let's see if I can do the same thing over on the NQ. So tested and bar value area. Extend until tested. Okay, interesting. So trend is up. So, there's the range you're in, right? I don't know that you necessarily want to be chasing that here, right? So if you just look at it, right, this can just keep you out of trouble, right? Here's the range that we're in. So here's the 50%. Right, here's the 50% right here. Now, if we can come down here, you'd have stacked imbalances here. What do I got there? Extended POC. So right in here looks pretty juicy. Right there. We come back down. So potentially now. So right as we now if we close below, well, then, pardon me, wick below it, that'll give it a change of character. So that'll bring the trend down here. All right, now. All right, so let's visually, right? Let's swing, internal retracement, external retracement, internal retracement, right? That's what we're hoping to see, a series of higher highs, higher lows. So as we come down in here, right, you got to take a little risk on this. Never, ever, 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 ever ignore those, right? Those are significant pivots to the market, and I got a POC on it. Like, you think that was important to the market, whatever it was, right? Don't ignore those, right? Those are really, again, they'll bite you in the ass if you ignore them. The market will hold there, and you'll be like, oh, I didn't see it. Now, so we'll be right at the McGinley, right? So we'd have a key for price action. This would be key entry level. Let's see how we look over here, coming down into the. You can think of this as discount range, right? So we're prone to potentially see some price action there, right? Too mighty deep, right? Maybe we're going golden zone. Here's another POC, so we went right through the first one. Okay, wick only. On the 1 minute, that's not a candle that I would just jump on. That's me personally, right? As we start to come around here, there's an exhaustion print, bringing it back down. I don't have, I've got an unfinished auction down here, but that is my internal low. Okay, how are we doing over here? Right, so we've come back down. Trend is up, trend is up, trend is up. Right, all three in alignment there. Pretty big. Look at that value area. So now we've got this. That's the value area extending. I see what he's got. Okay, so this is our value area extending. What am I little diamond there? My little star. That's a bullish POC. POC is down here, bullish POC. All right, so that played, I don't, did I miss it by a couple of ticks? I guess by 2 ticks. 2 ticks, we missed that? Now, you're not home yet. Let's come over here and see it on the 2000. Came down here. Well, see, but it plays out pretty nicely down here. There's your 50, and there's your golden zone right there. You're not. That's not a runaway train, but you probably got something decent there. It's 12 ticks. All right, this maybe we can get them to all flash green. Swing, internal low, swing, internal low, swing, internal low. Right? Just higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. Looking at a 2000. Oh, do we have a second entry in there? I don't think we do. That would be one. We'd have another. We'd have a second entry long. That just says consolidation. There's not. Look at the 21 McGinley is just going sideways, right? So you don't really, you got a fair value gap here, fair value gap here. It's not really screaming take action. You're gonna test this down here. Let's get these off of there. Testing the value rate. That's a good underpinning right now, but no ratio. So here's the if you maybe the break of that high of this POC. You got an exhaustion print here. That's pretty big negative delta. Okay, let's see. I gotta find a way to get you to go back and forth. Gotta find a better way to go back and forth between the two, because I know so many of you are trading the NQ. Let's go to the 5-minute NQ. Hang on. Oh shit! Now we're setting up here. Golden zone, extended POC. Where's the tick? Well, at least you're in the oversold. Now remember, just kind of keep this in focus. This is where we want to be getting long. Not necessarily up here. If we're going to stay with the thematically staying with the market structure on the higher time frame. Low volume print. Okay, Erwin, would you buy that? I wouldn't. Well, so when I see that, what I'm visualizing is what I want is this. I want that. I want that. Okay, well, I got to start somewhere. Okay, here's the swing range I'm in. That's a good setup, Erwin. I like that. No ratio. Here's my ratio. I have delta. Well, there's my ratio right there. Okay. Coming out of a fair value gap, you would certainly be in the discount range, right? I mean, we know that's the golden zone. It's a little deep for it. So this is a combination of fair value gap, extending the POC, and extending the value area. So you're certainly in a range where you'd have much better risk reward potential. I'd be down. Okay, so now won't give us a new trend until the bar closes. Exhaustion print, pushing it down here. There's a little. I like these exhaustion. I don't want to miss those, so I accent them, as you can see here. Here's another one. Nothing up here. There's one. Okay. Things change fast. As in, things change fast. Straight up, straight down. That's classic NQ. That's the challenge of the NQ, right? If you, there's nothing that pays faster and better. There's nothing that takes faster than the NQ. So it's a high risk market, no question about it. Trend is up, right? Here's our internal swing structure, right? It's just here's the last, here's the last change of character here. So now this is the retrace. There's no break of structure here. So this is just all internal swing structure here on a 5 minute. There's nothing really, trend is up. Okay, so again, I don't particularly have an order block down here. Well, I shouldn't say that. So keep in mind, you can do this here. So you in terms of supply and demand zones, I could do it on both, right? So if it's going to create an order block down here, or I should say a demand zone in the way that we tally it up. There's a demand zone based off of all this change of character. So you're in a demand zone, in a demand zone, in a demand zone. So was that a buy? Well, in hindsight, yeah, sure was. Oh, shit. This is Ninja, right? So I hit reset, and now the volume profile has to tally and tally. Oh, I don't think it's going to let me move it off there. Jesus, that strikes me as taking too long to tally up the volume profile. But there we go. It's just, God, it takes forever. Okay, so was this the launch point, right? It gave us a change of character. So, all right, let's put the pieces together. Now, note here, you're just on the 5 minutes, so you've got to balance that with what you see on the higher time frame. I'm using the 60 here. So here's the swing, here's the retrace, here's the internal low that you would be anticipating, or that would be the support. That's what we're after. Retrace. All right, it's not. You're counting on the market reacting there, rather than waiting to see it in a candle. Now, 5 minute candle, can be a long wait. Let's get over here. Since you guys seem to be trading the 25 range a lot, let's get you right. You're of no use to me here. A little early for Madonna, right? She doesn't go on until 10:30. We did the same thing here. Now, 25 range, these move fast. Did I do the same here? Can I do the same here, Erwin? I can POC extend until broken or tested. Shit, what did you tell me? Until tested. Until tested. Okay. And bar value area until tested. Okay, now here's I hit recalculate and then I gotta wait again. Okay, that wasn't bad. Okay, POCs. Here, I don't have, I don't have the value area on because I'm just using the volume profile to show it to me. But the POC is being extended. Let's see if I like the look of that. If I go on until tested, it gets a little crowded. So let's get these back to, that's right. All right, so we're in a giant demand zone. 10:14, too early for Madonna. Right? Do you want to buy this? Right? I mean, straight down into it. That's bold, right? So your stop would be maybe pre-market low. I would be reluctant to buy that, right? I would want to see some sort of change of character here, maybe. So this is what I would be looking at. I would want to see this, right? That I'd look for. Here, it just looks to me like you're just in a big, if we drew this out. Downtrend here, right? So the expectation, right, for price action theory, right, if we break the channel, break the trend line, you're looking for a new a new test of the extreme low. So I don't, that would be high risk trade there. Maybe you get a scalp out of it because of you're reacting off of this demand. This is the weak low and the internal low. So all of these are weak. Let's push you over here. But the 5 minute and the 60 minute, that trend is up. So again, right? If you're jonesing for lots of action, that can be this can be a frustrating way to approach the market, right? Because it's making you wait until you get everybody in alignment. But you're going for bigger targets, not 6 ticks. Okay, anybody here? Here's the range we're in. Under the McGinley, right? So you just start checklist. Okay, where am I? I'm in the lower range. I'm under the McGinley, right? So that's not ideal in terms of being long. Do I want to be short? Well, here's the range that I'm in. I got some stopping volume down here. If I break that, now being short means we're looking for it to come down here to this range. Trend is up. Trend is up. Trend is up. Do I want to be short? You know, that's what I mean by this can frustrate someone who wants lots of action, right? So then you got to look at multiple markets to say, okay, where can I get everybody in alignment? I prefer I come here last second, right? I want to see it here. Okay, I'm under the McGinley. I've got this under XYZ, and then I come here for entry, right? It's the last thing I go to, but I do most of it right here. I mean, it's just me, right? It's shit, not that I'm. So many of you guys are just absolutely killing it lately, right? I just give you my input as would relate to the application of these indicators. But, oh my God, some of you guys, Ghost and Art Vandelay and Just a Noob and a couple of shit that are off the top of my tongue. Some of you guys just killing it lately. I love to see the great success you're having. It really makes my day. Okay, up, up, up. All right, everybody's in alignment here. We're going up, right? The trend is the current internal swing structure is up. The larger swing structure, we're waiting. Okay, there's a pretty big move coming out of that fair value gap. Okay, so just as a reminder, right? You got multiple concepts, right? So there's the break of the channel. Well, so you look at it this way, right here, this one. All right, when you did this, there's the break, new high. Now we start the downtrend. Your expectation is we're going to test that low, right? It's expectation, not, well, the market is definitely going to do that. For all we know, we do this, and we never come back down here. But right now, if we hold here and start to head back down, which you might anticipate. So, okay, what have we done here? We've retraced right to a 50, right to the golden zone. Do not ever, ever, ever ignore that little dotted line. I promise you that'll be more important to the market. Let's see what it is, just out of curiosity. We're going all, it looks like it's going back to this low, right? So these pivots have a way of showing up in the market. That's one of those little hidden features that he built into the auto fibs. Damn near as important as the 50 in the golden zone. Okay, what's happening over here? No buying, but we have no version POC or value areas at the moment. Not buying, right? So he's not buying. So as I look here, I'm anticipating that, right? To come down here, take out that extreme, come down, test the IB. Now, do we get it? We shall see. Got a second entry here? Not real. 1, 2, maybe. You could get a second one on there. Well, if you did, think of it this way, right? If you're, well, let's do it this way. I think if I have to put my stop there. Ah, shit. If you entered there. I know there's a way to do this here where you put your stop right there. Or when I have to get that right. So your stop would be, I guess, here. You bring it up here. Bring that down for a new low. If we go to IB, there's 4.5 to 1 on a 2,000 tick. Not as fast with that as I should be. All right, so if you're selling here, right, we're risking, oh shit, 5 ticks. There's a 5-tick trade right there. Well, you know, assuming you got the pivot. But if I can get a trade like that with a 5-tick stop, that's appealing, because the 5 ticks is not gonna blow my day up. A little hard to see there. Now you can make a case here that you've already had the break, right? So if this was, makes it a little tricky. All right, is this the channel? Kind of looks like it, right? Because you had this break here that gave us a break of this to get new lows. What's the trend? Trend is up. Current trend is up because here's the last change of character. There's a little bit of a, okay, I got to keep track of what's going on here with it, which is why it's so nice to say, okay, what's the last thing up? Oh, trend is up. There's the last change of character. Here's the little pocket, right, where we had that little potential entry. So now, do I like it any better over here, right? Stopping volume up at that high. Just note what we did, right in front of it. I'm going to challenge it. Trend is still up, trend is still up, trend is still up. Asian highs have not been tested. Right? Asian highs have not been tested. That's a logical target. Trade, side. Look at the McGinley, right? You're just likely you're in a squeeze. You know that, like so you can look at it and say you can visualize it going either direction, but you might as well, you're rolling dice. If anything, right? So if you had to take a trade here, trend is up on the 60, trend is up on the 5, trend is up on the 1 minute, right? If you had to take a trade, wouldn't you want to be in sync with those? Do you want to buy that? Here's the trend. The trend line. If let's see if we can do it this way. It's pretty good. Pretty good trend line right there. Swing. There's another, also very common to see it, is you'll get swing sideways and then it'll carry on. Okay, you're right at the golden zone. I'm not dying to sell that. Remember, trend is up, right? So if you're selling it, what you're saying is, okay, well, I don't care about that. I'm gonna play off of the price action because I think they're gonna go down and take that low and challenge the IB, right? So if you're shorting here, you had, oh, look at the POCs, but again, that's a perfectly flat McGinley. You have no real edge there, and you're counter trend. So okay, maybe you can get an edge here. Well, ideally, you know, you don't want to be buying when we're below 400. You got some, I mean, pretty good base down here that has been challenged multiple times and rejected. Pre-market low, right? We know algos are all over that, right? God knows how many. There's probably 200 algos attached to that. We'll never know what any of them. Okay, what did we get over here? Right, we bounced into all that strength. Same idea, right? So that technically that is a new low down here. Do we like it any better over here? Well, there's the swing. Here's the retrace. What's our range? Right here. Right, if we break above that, then the trend will be up, right? Well, pardon me, trend will stay up, because here's the last change of character we've had. That's wick only. Let's go back here. Again, trend is up. Flat McGinley, seeing signs here of maybe, oh, what's my little star? Delta reversals and stopping volume. IB down here. You got a couple of things to get through. You got to break through that low. You got the pre-market low. You got that pivot, right? So that pivot is the pre-market low. That's a crapshoot to me. That's no trade. That's just trading range. Swing sideways. Now I got exhaustion print down here. Delta reversal. Remember, the trend is up. These are the little fractal indicator. I don't think we sell these, but Erwin made these for me a long time ago. Just if there's two little dots, it means it's a fresh low. This is a low, and this is a lower low. It just kind of keeps track of that swing structure. Let's see how I'm doing. Do I have second entries on this? Oh, I know it. Oh, that's what that's. So we're in a squeeze, right? That's the dot of a squeeze. So I've got on the 2000, I've got a 55 and a 21. So as we sit, that's probably not surprising that given that price action, we've gone into a squeeze. That's the 2000. That looks like a squeeze, right? So here's the squeeze dots right there. But look at the delta, right? So they're trying to dig it out of here. No trade. Okay, so that's no good for us. Let's see how it is over here. That's a new low. I'd be looking at something like this. That's mighty skinny. Trend is up, right? There's the breaker. There's the change of character right there. Internal range. So here's the range we're in. So that's the range, right? We came down below. Shit, we almost went 90, right? About as low as you can go here. You know. Again, I have hindsight, right? Probably demand here tested. I'm just using the wick. Up we go. Trend is up. There's the change of character, right? So now okay, right? Just to drill this home, right? So we've had the change of character. So now you'd be looking for a retrace, right? That's what you'd be looking for. What are we doing here? Okay. I mean, we're going to leave this behind. Right. If so, right now, if we take out that high, then you know that this was the break, right? So this was the channel. This is the break. There's the extreme to the new low. So you bring it back to this kind of a thing. Oh, fuck, you get the idea. Let's see now. We're right at the golden zone. Okay, so you look at it here. You're right at the golden zone here. We look below here. We look here. Do we want to be selling that necessarily? There's not really anything. Oh, maybe that's the. So this is likely liquidity. Just right. You just pivot, just sitting right here. Right. This is like, well, okay. Well, there's going to be some stops there probably. Oh, let's come over here. At that golden zone. What is that the golden zone of? Right, that's this. Right, so we see it right there. Oh, look at that. And we got, oh shit, trap traders. Oh, look at that. There's, okay, Jesus. There's the algo firing in real time. You just saw it happen. Right, there it is. Down we go. That's why, that's a good example, right? I promise you they don't know it's there. Right, somebody's buying into that. They don't know it's there, right? You wouldn't, why would you ever do that? If you knew it was there, why would you ever do that? Oh, well, I was sure it was going. I had those two big up bars. That's how you take a big meaty stop there. That's a pretty good hit, right? If you're using that low, that's 14 ticks. You're in a 3 lot. Your day just went south. So you can't be reckless. Oh fuck it, I'm just gonna buy into that golden zone. It'll ruin your day, right? And then it's the self flogging, right? You got to be careful of, right? Oh shit, why would I do that, right? Why would I buy right into a golden zone, right? I've done it. And then it's just that you start to spiral, like, oh, I know better than that. Okay, here's the range that we're in. Do you see the range we're in? Golden zone to golden zone, right? Welcome to trading, 2023, right? Just ping-ponging from algos. Now you could kind of look at this. Say, okay, there's something. I got a little channel going here. This low is still the target until we break that high, right? This would still all just be internal. Right? Is there a trade there? That's pretty remarkable, right? Internal highs on both sides of it. Let's look over here. Anything new on the... Let's look at it here. Squeeze is also... Now, the squeeze, it shouldn't be like, oh, okay, go, grab a coffee and to relax. It's like, okay, we know from contraction comes expansion. So the squeeze is like, hey, heads up. Right, be ready, right? If we can get out of this range, trend is up, right? We know trend is up on all 3 degrees. Trend is up, 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 right? Do I want to buy into a golden zone? Well, this guy did. Do I want to sell into a golden zone? Well, somebody did. Do they know it's there? Right? That's remarkable. Framing 2 golden zones. Oh, makes for dull trading though. Has there really been much here? I'd be inclined to, as I just did on the footprint. Okay, here's the little range we're in. Are we in a trading range? Well, it looks like the IB is kind of framing the range we're in on the 2000. Still, this would be the target that I would be looking at until we take out that high. This is just liquidity sitting up there, as is this. All right. Still in the squeeze here. My bet would be odds are we're going to go to that IB low. Well, IB high is not too far. Where's the IB mid? We're IB mid's right here. We're right smack dab in the middle. So this is kind of trendless. Do I have anything else for you guys? What else do I have up here? There's an ES 1 minute. Ugh. Bitcoin doing? All right, so there's the extended POCs. So those POCs are in alignment. Golden zone. Let's watch, see if we can see the galgo fire. All right. We're holding. It's a little deceptive. It looks like it's we didn't finish the auction there. Pre-market low, right? Are we closed through? We're not quite closed through. On the 1 minute. Oh, I should have the timer down here. That's a pretty good break. Okay, so let's see. So next up for an algo is going to be pre-market low. All right, so whoop. All right, so here we come. So we can all see what algo's ruling right now, right? We all see it, right? Right, we see that. Meaning, what would I have here? Golden corner. Where's the target? That may be too much shit on there for you guys. All right, but just so you see how that would be framed, or a clear target down here, you'd look for it to come down here, test the IB low, sweep the liquidity there, get a bounce. Okay, so let's look at it over here, see if we can get something footprinty. Pre-market low, right? That's almost. There has to be major news driving. If it's there's no news driving the market. All of these they all ping because there's algos on all of them. Did we finish the auction here? Yeah, it looks like we did actually. Did we? Yeah, we did. Value area cluster still favoring the downside. Trend is still up. Squeeze continues, right? So we have not broken out of that squeeze yet. Oh, it's really messy over here. Yeah, shit. Sorry, I missed that. So, that's a lot of shit. Well, this is, you're seeing this a lot, right? You guys are probably seeing the same thing here. We're pinging the IB, but we're not breaking it. We're seeing front runs now, like definitely the word is out on this trade. I'm seeing front runs almost daily, or something like this where it ticks it and goes and doesn't break it. So the line stays green. So technically that's not the break of the IB, but as far as I'm concerned, that's the first test of the IB right there. So what'd you get out of that? What do we want right up to this value area? For what it's worth, what do we see here? All right, here's the channel. Here's the break. Here's the new low. That's a good, that's really came from Al Brooks, but the guy who really, really drives that home is Thomas Wade. You guys probably seen any price action traders. Guy, very prolific guy. He puts a video out every day on the exact same content, exact same thing every single day. All right, and that's what it's second entries and trend line breaks. 1, 2, 3. All right, trend is still up. We haven't had a trend change. That's kind of intriguing. So where are we with the tick? It's been kind of a, the tick high is 456. I don't count that because that's the open. This would be, I guess, the tick low here. We did get a low. Now with the NQ has tested the IB low and did not break. Right, held it to the tick. This looks to okay. So it looks to me like you got a. It's hard to talk and trade at the same time, right? But it looks like you'd have that. If I get that on that low, right? So up target, exhaustion print. You're chasing now, right into this pre-market low. We know the destination. Let's see how they do at the target. What's down here? Probably do that. Right, just using that wick range down here, tested. Right, we know it's likely, right? It's going to want to go down here, right? I don't know if they'll let it. The other thing is, don't forget you can scrunch this up and kind of look at it differently, just like a candlestick chart. I mean, there's still value here, right? I'm still just looking at a 1 minute chart, and I can use these down here. I don't necessarily always need to see the bid ask. So is this a series? It kind of looks like it. All right, that's how the market likes to move, right? So we get 1, 2. It might be a third going in here. This looks like that was one. It's just business as usual. It's just the same shit every day. All right, so we had this one on the upside. Oh, this is probably part of it. Here, all right, there you go. All right, that's every day, right? Just a matter of degree. This is what it does. Measured move to the upside, measured move series to the downside. It's hard to figure out how anyone, there's, say, I don't know how anyone trades without knowing that, right? Without knowing where those are. I don't know how they do it. I literally don't know how they do it. How somebody bought that, somebody bought that, somebody bought that. Well, it looks like, they might break that. Doesn't mean it's going to go to its target, but I sure as hell wouldn't buy it there. All right, now we're going to break the series. All right, you would, right? This would be a potential break because you were anticipating the new low here. IB mid. Here, let's open that up, see how that looks. All right. All right, so break the series, right? So here's the one. If they break this one, we'd have something more meaningful, right? So we got this big one. Look, we just tap into it. Let's see if they defend. There is not one on this side. Trend is still up. Extended POCs. That is, here, let's take all this off here. That's not a sell me candle to me. New swing range. Trend is up still. That's likely liquidity, right? So there's the running those stops. Okay, so with that, we could look at this and say, okay, well, if we're going to get the change of character here and we come back down, then that's what we're looking for that. This is a little surprising, right? So what do we have down here is a bunch of liquidity. You could say all of this. It's left behind. Liquidity, right? They're grabbing it. If you could probably talk yourself into just the IB being a trading range here. What do we know about trading ranges, right? Breakouts 90% fail. Oh, let's see. The NQ done anything interesting? No, that's not a great setup, right? So even if it starts to come back, I don't know that I'd be chasing here. Even if we do this, look where you're buying, right in the middle of all that shit. So, you know, if you're dying for a trade, I think that's trading out of boredom, I guess. That'd be my suggestion. But note here, we're in a squeeze, still in a squeeze. This is where we got out of it, and we came right back into it. Let's take these back to, it just breaks the structure. No ratio on the moment in between. Okay, Irwin's. It's always nice when I see Irwin is trading. He gets a little time to trade. I don't think you guys realize how little time he has to trade, taking care of everybody. So when he has a day to trade, I'm always glad to see that. One of the best traders you'll bump into. This looks like just shit. What we doing? Anybody dying to take a trade there? Well, what you can see here on the 2000, it does frame it out for you, right? It's just in, this kind of being the theme of the day, right? So here's the break of structure. After the break of structure, what are we waiting for? Retrace into the discount zone after that. Right? So you got kind of mixed messages here between approaches. The thought was, and it still may be, right? That with this, you'd get one more push to a new low. But what you got was this fair value gap, right? Then went through a couple of ticks, tested again. So you can very much get mixed signals. A little bit of mixing methods there. But the market's really just going sideways, right? So you're kind of looking for a reason for a trade, which can be problematic, right? So at the very basic level, right, all three trends are in alignment. We're above the McGinley. We're still in a squeeze. If anything, right? So if gun to your head, where's the next trade? I'd be looking for this, right? You're not playing off an algo down here, right? So we know that. So there's no algo driving this on this time, on this degree. So where would the next algo, where would you pick up the next algo? Right here at the, between the 50 and the golden zone, right here. Now we can look at all this up here and say, okay, well, if we get above the IB, it's, is that wide open territory? There's plenty of golden zones over here. Just because they're there, it shouldn't be, oh my God, it can't possibly go any higher. I've seen it just plow right through them. Well, so again, visualizing, if I could visualize the trade, it would be up, right? That's what I'd want, right? These guys do their thing, kick it back to the IB. I got structure here. I got a giant fair value gap. So that would be you'd be breaking the break. This is a fair value gap. Yes, you got a series of them. That's the trade I'd be looking for. Are we going to get that? Okay, interesting. Right? We didn't go. We got down here close enough, so that really implies range day. That we didn't. We got that close and we didn't tap it. So I would be definitely finger on mouse here as if we come up here and tap this place. We got a pre-market mid here. I got 50s. I got golden zones. I got fair value gaps here. That's the edge of it. I'd be really looking for that. Okay, so we're not quite there yet. 1046. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday, but the NQ was both. God, the IB. Let's see if I can find it. Any of you that traded the NQ yesterday, which I know you did. See if I can get that. One of them. I thought it was yesterday. It was yesterday. It broke it, but then that was the. What did we break it by? Oh, it's 30 ticks. All right. Opening range high. This is the internal swing structure, right? Those bright blue ones. So we know when we get the next change of character. So here's the last change of character going up. Do I have another one? I don't. Well, I suppose you could think of it this way. Okay, swing, retrace to the center, right, home base. Think of it that way. The market will come back here where it's fat and happy. Why do I not have volume profile in there? I think because it slows it down. Okay, let's see what we got here. I think Baby Whale has now. I got Art Vandalay. Has posted all of the little videos I did on each one of the delta signals. Delta signals and bar markers. I think almost all of them have a video. Art Vandalay. Outside in trading for me. Balanced day. So pullbacks. Art Vandalay, I see you posting those charts. It's always hard for me to tell if you're using market profile or volume profile. It looks like you're using both when I look at your charts that you post before the market opens, which is a really nice thing that you do. It looks like I've got the orange. That's market profile. Unless that's a weekly. I can't tell when you're looking at that if that's POC or VPOC or what is it? Volume profile. They're both volume profile? Okay. Couldn't tell. That one in brown, I thought maybe that was market profile, but that could be a weekly. Okay, right. So here, interesting, right? So that's interesting. What did we go up to, right? The POC from that, right? We went, that's value area and POC opening range high. Now, would you know, right? So there's the change of character. So trend is up based off of the breaks of structure, but here's a change of character for. Well, so you're coming right into this. You're right into that. Let's see, what is that? Value area? No, that's a fair value gap, right? So fair value gap reaction at a 50, pretty nice. Let's see if that holds. There's your value area. Still, your McGinley is just sideways, right? So we're trendless. We're just, as Art Vandelay said, a balanced day. The market is just seeking. So what is it doing? Or is what the market does? Looking for liquidity. Where can I go find liquidity? What's the point of the market? Facilitate trade. Where is the trade going to be? Right at the pivots. So this pretty good. That's a pretty good fair value gap there, right? Size. And you're at a 50. So can we construct a trade here? Yes, we can. Right. Right there. Right. So at the fair value gap. Now, so you might. Just suggestion, right? Get on the other side of that, where we change character here. Big value area here. Recognizing the threat that could go down lower, right? As we're seeing it, right? So down anywhere in this range is discount. Trend is up. So would you be? So you can. It's last checklist. Okay, trend is up. Trend is up. Trend is up. If I'm a buyer down here, am I least in sync with the broader market structure? Yeah, I am, with the exception of the fact that we're not in the discount zone on the 60-minute. You got to decide if that's okay with you. Continuous POCs might be a sign of some strength here. So stopping volume, right? And an exhaustion print. There we go, right? So potentially that would be your trigger. Right, let's see what we get there, just for fun. See if we can get that to sustain. Where would be a reasonable target, right? Well, the swing high up here would be a reasonable target. This is a good sign to see. So stopping volume, exhaustion print, continuous POC. So you've got a positive delta here. Okay, that we want some continuation signals here. There's your target. Right up there. Did we get there? Well, you could certainly, at the very least, you could have tightened your stop up here. So reduce the risk. So whatever, if you're below the golden zone, I would have tightened here. I'd rather take the small stop and reevaluate at the golden zone rather than give it more room. That's a lesson you learned, if you do enough trading. I guess that's opinion. My view, I'd rather take the small loser and then reevaluate rather than move the stop. I keep asking Baby Whale. I don't think we are blocking this, Baby Whale. I want to have something. I think this would help people. I think this would be a value add to our, if we built it in somewhere. I know you mentioned it's in the trade panel, but you can still move the stop. I want something to where I literally cannot move the stop. I think that would probably help more people than any indicator we've ever made. Where's Baby Whale? I think he's talking to me. No, Simon's talking. Simon talking to me? Okay. You know what I mean? I think Erwin, I could be wrong, but in the trade panel, I think you can still move it. I want something that it will not let you move it. I think that would be incredibly helpful. Although I want to be able to move it, I want to be able to tighten, but then I guess you'd use the ATM. But what I don't want to be able to, if the stop's down here, I don't want to be able to give it another tick, not even a tick. I think that would be a worthwhile indicator, right? If my stop is here, I can't move it down. Maybe I can move it up. I don't know if that's possible. Okay, so this, you got decent signs here of strength here, but the market is waffling, so you're not getting a lot of follow through. So maybe a scalper's day, right? What were we looking for? Get on the other side of that. What did you get there? You got 7 ticks. So maybe you got your scalps. If you're, a day like today, you might be tightening up your targets, and at least, maybe you go for 8 ticks, 5 to 8 ticks on your scalps, right, on a day like this, because you don't have big swing potential, at least so far. Still a flat McGinley, but at least you're above it. Still same target. That hasn't changed. Still got the target up here. Would this have scared you out? Well, if you tightened your stop up, you should be okay here. You got to give it a little room to breathe. Take note of this line right there. Got to give it some room to breathe. Okay, so let's look at it over here. Does it look any better? Well, you're probably safe to assume that we're not the only people that can see that up there. Do I have anything in there? Not really. Oh, I don't have bookmap open, but I would imagine there's likely some size up there. Lower high, higher low. Higher high, higher low, right? So the ingredients of this trend are in place, right? That was at that time. That's a lower high, right? Because that was the higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So then we get the trend change. Trend is up. Oh, so you could look at it this way. Here's the change of character here. Right, now we come back down. Right, so always it's, I break a pivot. Oh, I'm expecting the retrace. Break this pivot, expect the retrace. Here's the last trade. Oh, how are we doing in that trade? Okay. That's one where you got to try and give it room to breathe. So maybe you move your stop up a little bit so that you no risk of a loss. Worst case is you're going to make a couple of points. This little cluster up here might be problematic. So one good thing you always want to see, there's no algo up here that I have to fight until I get up here. But this side is broken, meaning, right, what you always hope to see, right, that you break the algos on this side. If you're long, right, because now I have nobody fighting me here. Maybe we'll get one decent trade up here. Now, that pivot will. Well, we know there will be stops up there. Shit, we may not get there. But you should be, if you were long here, you should be in a position where the worst case is you take a small winner. That's not what you wanted to see. To exhaustion prints. This, if you're long, not what you'd want to see, right? Unfinished auction and to exhaustion prints. Wouldn't be your choice, but for the kind of day we're having, it's probably not surprising. Oh, how are we doing on time? 11. There's not much. Unusually quiet for the markets of late. It's not surprising. I suppose we needed one day to breathe. Fuck, of course, that would be the live stream day. Funny how that is. Let's see. What else do I have for you guys? Wait a minute. How's the NQ look over here? Kind of doing the same thing. I don't know. I'd be surprised if you guys were putting up any big numbers so far. There hasn't been a lot. Let's look at the NQ over here. Big range, right, as is typical. Trend is still up because that's the last break of structure. So this is all just internal swing structure. Here's the range we're in. That's kind of a chop monster. Things to just draw your attention to. These dots are they're deadly, right? Prior pivots, that could be going back a week. Where is that going back? I can't even find where that goes back to. That's how far back that is. I can't even find it. Right, they stay relevant. Well, if the NQ is not giving us much action, anything? I see a mighty crowded board here. Sometimes I'll take these down to wick just to free it up so I know it's there, but there we go. All right, so I know I've got supply down here, or demand zone down here. A note here, I'm looking at this differently, so bid ask is on the left here. We got a Fed member speaking, so that could potentially move the market. Well, you got a nice little triangle going in here. Oh, well, you can see it. Change of character, retrace. Right, so here's the swing. You'll get to where you can just, okay, so here's the big fair value gap. Right in here. All right, so there's the fair value gap that got tapped. I know it's hard to follow them all. Right at the 50. Whoop. Yeah, at the 50. Right in the pocket. Target's up here. Off of that 2 minute. Here's your target, opening range high, pre-mid. The pre-mid, I wouldn't alter a trade plan based on the pre-mid. 25 range. Boy, that's rotation, man. That's what rotation looks like right there. Rotation, rotation. Right, you got 3 candles. That's not great. A great looking board, to be perfectly honest. Okay, let's look over here. Still all within that internal supply zone. All 3 in alignment higher. I find I get one of 2 things in a live stream: either a runaway bull or bear, or there's very hard to participate, or a range like this. I mean, to get to 11 o'clock and we're still contained in the IB is, well, we know what kind of day we have. So this realized, hold new high, but this is still a threat until we take out this high, that you're going to come down here and take out these lows. Boy, what does rotation look like? Right there. That's what it looks like. Here, rotation, rotation. Whew. Surprised that's not a squeeze. Oh, it is over here on the 1 minute squeeze. Stopping volume, exhaustion. Oh, no, that's what do we got there? Inverse imbalance? I think so. Well, if we're in this long, as the one trade we kind of suggested might be worthwhile. Still same target up there. See if we can get it. Well, let me do it. Yeah. My little snowflake there is. Where's my snowflake? Trap Traders, I think. What is my little? I think that's Trap Traders. Interesting. There's almost no delta divergence here, because we've had no new pivot high. So that's, I swear that's Trap Traders. Yeah. It is, right? So P, trapped. Trapped traders up here. And this is fading momentum, I think. Exhaustion print. All right, just rotation. Fuck, man, boring day. Boring day. What you have? What have you got labeled as stopping volume, Sam? Right here. What have you got labeled? Well, I'm pretty sure I just instead of, what is our stopping volume? Do we have that? Oh, you know what? That's a new one. It's not on your list. I have this labeled as the stopping volume here. Just, just that little character. Fuck, I can't remember what it is. I want to say it's like an X in a circle. I can't remember. All right, come on. Well, at least we're staying above the McGinley. So if that's our key entry point per price action, we're staying above it. We're getting some wicks below, but we're going to have to break that. We see the swing high and low that we're in. Where's the swing? Here's the swing low. So this is the range. Right? We would want to see it kick that and continue to change to get a new high here. Break this pivot here without rotating back down to take that out. What have you got labeled as stopping volume? I think I have that over on the NQ too. Boy, the NQ, God, what a snooze fest. Talk about rotation. Look at that. It's rotation. All right, so you can't trade that. There's just, fuck, I shouldn't say that. If you want to try and sell here and buy here within a 25-point range, I suppose you could trade that. Think of it as a trading range. This looks to me like the better opportunity here. Still in a squeeze. All right, low volatility. There's no real reason for it to do anything. Usually on these dead mornings like this, there'll be something, maybe it's the Fed speak, something will break us out of this monotony. And then we'll get some opportunity. Remember, we want it to come down, right, so we could buy it. Anything here? Well, there's some low volume. Those low volume nodes are worth paying attention to. Phew, what a snooze fest. Buys. Where's the algo? Right, let's look here. Right, you've got nothing here. Well, the last thing you did was tap this 50 up here to a golden zone. There's not really on a 5-minute. That's not really enough, right? So ideally you'd catch them in alignment. It's not really there to work with until you get up here. Yeah, snore of a day. All right, still hanging on this long. That is not what you had hoped. That's a lot of bearish activity, right? So we're pushing and then just getting rejected. Exhaustion prints, stopping volume, reverse imbalances, rotation. Right? It's just not really giving us fireworks today. Something is somewhere. Crypto? Nope. Crude? Oh, shit, I don't trade New York markets. I used to. No, I don't. Well, I had higher hopes for this one. I finally think I've got OBS figured out so I can do these things without pulling my hair out. Erwin sees OBS and he immediately thinks, I think I've got it sorted out now. It's this, you know what it is? We have multiple channels. So it looks like it's good on one. I go to start it and it's connected to the other one. But I think I've fucked it up enough times now to where I know what to do. So we're still working on this. Right, there we go, little legs. Right, so here we go. We're gonna challenge that high. All right, that's the last high. Now, right, that would be some resistance, but that's the target, right? It's tempting. So if you were long down here, perhaps, right, you tighten that stop up a little more. Perhaps it's such a rotational day. I wouldn't want to get too close to it, so you get caught in the backwash here. But we're starting to get some signs of life there. Now that's a big value area. You didn't get a close here, so we did not get a change of character, and we got stopping volume up there. That's a good addition that he added, the stopping volume. You see, like, okay, well, stopping, does that mean I get out? Well, it means you're not going to break those highs just yet. Now, that bar is not finished. Things can change. Intra-bar, don't forget that. Just because it says stopping volume now would take one big launch up there and that would go away. And then you're like, hey, I thought that was stopping volume. It is until it isn't. Well, it sure looked like it stopped that move. Rotation. God damn, give me something to work with here. Anything. Look here, just this kind of tells you the day right here. You can always look over here, see, are we getting any big moves here? But this trade's about to be out. Well, how much do we have? So if you were, what was your max you got here? 14, 16 ticks. Probably got your scalps out and left a runner. Runner probably stopped out. So a scalp trade. That may have, if it was me, I would have moved it up a little bit. That might have got me right there. Well, the NQ is now going the other direction too. So perhaps the Fed speak was bearish. Right, the market interpreted it negatively. That's a whole lot of pushes to try and get up, and look at all of this as it droops over. Right? It's always easy after the fact. Okay, so this is, that's the big break. So now we're no longer green. Now do we get a reaction to that? This has got to be the Fed speak. Got to be. Whatever was said was not. Market did not like it. That's too far for me. NQ, that's too far, right? 25, one full bar, too far for me. So it looks to me like this was the trade back here, right, where it tagged it. That's too far, so that's now your resistance. Now, okay, could come up. So what did it do here, right? So after a rotation. So certainly there's a good example where you would want to, at the very least, have break even on your stop. So you didn't get hurt, so you likely got your scalps out. All right. Snooze time is over. Let's get back over here. What do we remember from this morning? This swing, right? We not get a new high here, so this low is still a target. Where do we bounce? Pre-market. I mean, there's algos there. Now, what's interesting about that is that we didn't grab this liquidity. Right? It's sitting right there. They didn't get it. I would expect they'll come back and they'll try and get that too. Right? These will get, I would be shocked if they didn't sweep that. Same thing up here. Although this probably got, there's our range, right? And now look where our internal swing low and high is. Oof, man, I definitely picked a boring day. That's all right. Maybe we'll come back on Thursday. I can get Irwin on if he's available. We'll do a Ask Us Anything. We could pick a. Actually, we could just put it out to the members to pick what they wanted us to focus on. Rather than us picking, God, we've got 79 indicators. It's hard to pick. I just tend to stay with the ones that we know are most popular, most purchased, most used. Let me say it that way. Okay, now we're below the McGinley in a squeeze. The entire IB range is your range of the day. Yeah, this has been a snooze fest, guys. I wish we had a little more action. NQ, well, I was trying to get back in. It's kind of what it did yesterday. I think it was 30 ticks yesterday when it broke. What did we break here? 44, right? That's too far for this to be, for that algo to be fading. It's too far. Okay, so here's the resistance right here. Those are pretty big. I don't know that I would be jumping on that. Right. So the other thing to remember is how thick the algos are down here. So you got to really, when it's waffling like that, it's roll the dice, right? Heads, whatever, flip a coin. Well, if you're gonna buy, right, the extended POCs kind of give you a target there. Right? If we want to break up towards these guys and then back down, maybe that's what you're looking at here. Okay, so what are they doing there? That's a sweep. Let's take a look here. Interesting, right? So now we get divergence down here at this pivot low. This could be they're just sweeping the liquidity down here. Well, that's obviously what they did. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what just happened down there, right? They just grabbed all those stops. Off they go. Breakout traders, well, maybe they got some scalps out, right? But boy, are they getting bent over now. So that becomes the triggers. That's a good example here. We're down to grab all this liquidity. Now look how fast it moves away from it. How about the ES? Similar? Similar. Except not the same liquidity grab. You would have expected they'd gone a little bit lower. Interesting. What a weird day. Weird day. V shape, right? So this is pure market manipulation, right? So they take it down to take it up. Whales, I think, just got bored, right? So one thing you'll find that these abrupt moves, if something happens like that fast, right? So your temptation is to let me jump on board. Your instinct should be the exact opposite. Oh shit, I better buy it. You see it in Bookmap a lot, where there'll be a big. We sweep down here. We did finish the auction, and we finished down here. But there's the stopping volume, big value area down here. Back to this, boy. That's just you can see what they did, right? You can see the manipulation, right? Did the fundamentals change here? No, that's just pure manipulation. That's all that is. Pure and simple. They got to take it down so they can take it up. But the range that they took it is a little bit unusual. What were they grabbing down here? Kind of looks like all of this was. They didn't get those stops. They went right. There's that. That's the pre-market low to the tick. Pre-market low. That's the last break of structure. All right, so let's see if we can put something together here. On the 2000 tick, right, which is a proxy for the 1 minute, 2 minute, right in that range. Trend is still up. Looks like Madonna's going to come in for a late show. Now that should be good. There's potential there. All right, look where we are right here. So number one, that's the weak high. So you've got the pre-market mid. This is a weak high. The anticipation it should break, but I've got a big cluster of golden zones here, and I got this is a huge one, right? So you can look at the distance here. Oh, pardon me. All right, so this would be it, right? So there's the. Let's pull that over. That's the 618. That's the 65. That's the next 618. The next 65. Well, extended POC. So boy, that's, if you could come up and come down. Big fair value gap here. So we know, right, any sort of retrace here, here's where you'd be looking. So you could draw this up here, right? Whenever we get that pivot, right? Whenever we start down, right? If you can get that lined up with the 50 in the golden zone, that would be ideal. Oh, I'll take these off. So let's look at it over here. So you can't still, until we take out that high, still range bound. Well, we can say, okay, well, for whatever, this seems to be the play that's in at the moment. So if we break that, right, we'll take them one swing at a time. If we break this, we'd be looking for that. Back to home base here. It's not as much volume. Interestingly, more volume in this push here. Trend is up. Trend is up. Trend is up. Right. So retracements, assuming you're comfortable playing in that range, should be bought. Anything over there? NQ looks messy to me. Maybe market is waiting for CPI. I think you're right, Steven. Do you go by Steven over here? I thought you were in Las Vegas. Oh, no, you changed it. Okay, so I got Baby Whale giving me some advice. Oh, he's giving me a trade. Oh, he got one. Telling you, Baby Whale got a good one. So that looks like he's on a 1 minute. He's on a 1 minute. So what did he take? Oh, so he took it on the 1 minute. Okay, so I can see his trade. Let's see. This is a good one. Let's see if I can bring that over. How do I do that? Can I bring that over? Can I do that? No, it won't let me do it. That was the one I was talking about. Untouched with Virgin POC. Shit, I can't bring it over. Okay, hang on. So that's the 1 minute. So let me go to the 1 minute. Big one down. And then, where did you buy it? Untouched Virgin value area. Untouched. So we go down, go up. This is where he went long, right here. So he's long from right, from right here. That's where he's long from. Was because the POC. So that was the. How did you? I have to see his entry here. Shit. Well, that's the trade. Maybe we'll go over that on, because I'm about to be done here. On Thursday, it's always good to get two input from both of us. Shit. Sometimes I wish I could get Ghost and Steven and Art Vandelay. Get you guys on the live stream. Share what you're doing. Or just a noob. Some of you guys that are just killing it lately. An exhaustion printer bullish ratio, we not get that, but we did get stopping volume though. Well, here's the stopping volume down here before this launched. It's a little bit of a mixed bag, right? So I was trying to, he's giving you a good footprint chart setup. I see what he's got, but how did you get long there? Oh, you must have, somehow he got long in here, but we haven't had a retrace. So I like this, right? So maybe if it comes back, I'd be looking, right? You're always, at least me, I'm always visualizing the trade I want. So if it comes, I'm like, oh shit, that's exactly what I wanted, right? That's what I want right there. Right, so why would part of why I would want that, right? You can see over here. Right, so we swing low in this swing structure here. Discount. Here's the low, here's the high, right? When we come back down here, I got a fair value gap. I've got that I've got a pivot here that's meaningful. I've got an extended POC here. So I like, if it's offered, if offered. One thing I don't do, which a lot of market structure people do, I feel why, right? Unless you can't watch the market, which many people, that may be the case. What I don't do is I don't sit with a limit order right here. I want to see what happens when it gets there. I don't want to just have the order resting there. Now, there may be times where it wicks, something like that, where you miss it and it come in a hurry. It's a trade-off, but I've seen too many where you're sitting with a limit order here and you just get completely flushed out. And you take the full hit, right? So I usually trade 3 lots. So the full hit, I'm selective because that's 300 plus. 2 of those, I'm usually done for the day. I find the first trade so important to set the day. Give you a little cushion. You can be a little more aggressive. So I'm really picky about the first trade I take. I have to really like it. Now this, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing here. We're coming down. At least think of anything yellow and below. We're in the discount range of the tick. Might be a better way to think of it, right? And gray is just neutral, right? You have no edge. The tick is not giving you any edge, right? So, okay, so there we are, right? So I would not be sitting there with a limit order. Let's see if I get something that would be appealing to me. All right, look what we just did, right? Do you see that pivot right there? Okay, now I might. The tick's going the right way. Let's see what you want to get maybe on the other side of that value area. So might be a way to frame that there. Can we get on the other side of that? Exhaustion, right? So you can understand why. Now here we start to negative, still negative. We're at the 50. I mean, that is the right spot. Trend is up. You're in sync with all the trends. Up, 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 up. Okay, give me a better looking candle. At least I'd want to see maybe closing on the highs. This is still, that's, no, nothing yet. Stopping volume. Okay, now the bar's not done yet. Don't like it any better over here. Oh shit, wait a second. That's where we are here. Swing, break, right? If we're going to hold, we don't break this, right? The expectation would be we're going up to take out that high. Well, at the very least, to put in a new extreme here. So that would be a reasonable target here. All right, you're right in the middle. You're under the McGinley. Do you have a second entry there? Not really. Maybe. Yeah, that one. Like maybe you wait for the force to get on the other side to get a zero, or at least to be climbing and not falling, right? So every bar going lower, bad sign for a bull. It's not quite ripe yet. But that pivot, interesting. Plus it's 11:30. Europe's about to close. Inside bar. Okay, so maybe. Oh, if I was trying to, maybe that pivot right there. We get on the other side of that. Just get stopped in. You do have a fair value gap there, which you can see, right? You see the little gap there. Golden zone. Maybe mid. Anything here that I like better, right? That's why you don't sit with a limit order. Well, let me rephrase. That's why I don't. I want to see, right? Show me there's some buying there. Show me something, right? Give me a signal, something, anything. We are at low volume node here on the 5 minute. We had an imbalance. Cluster of golden zones. Still grinding lower. Guess we'll wrap up after this. So good things from today, right? Hopefully just reviewing the expectation based on swing structure. Again, I don't know if I know many of you are dialed in on that. I know Ghost has it, and probably some of the other guys that are regulars in there, but I just want to be sure you guys were clear on that. Break of structure does not mean buy it. It means look for the retrace. Okay, come on. Extended POC, interesting, right? So we know we're in the discount range, right? We know we got it. There's got to be something here. I would want to get on the other side of those POCs. Otherwise, it's a little bit, not maybe, right? So, okay, some stopping volume here, delta spurt. You'd like to see it get on the other side of zero. It's perfectly tuned, right? It's ripe. If it's going to do it, now would be a good time for it. Good sign, right? Let's see what they do here. Can they push through? Get on the other side of the McGinley, all the better. That's probably tradable right there. Let's see if I do it this way. Shit. I think I have to do it this way. Shit. That thing's a little, I'm not as good with that. Erwin's better with that than I am. There's a, well, that at least the target there is 4-1. So there's 4-1. Now we're not in just yet. I'd want to be on the other side of that. Let's move that up. Move this. Oh shit. Okay, so let's see if we can get. See if we can get long. I want that a little higher. And I'd bring this up a little bit. Oh, really ambitious. There's 2.5 to 1. So, right, so we're coming, why do we like it, right? This part of it is that we're coming out of that cluster. So we have algo support here. Here's the swing, here's the retrace. We'll be looking for a push to challenge that high, if, right? So this going the right direction. That's a big old, come on, right? So you potential divergence here if you got negative delta and we get an up close. Let's see, right? So far I've got, what's my square? Stacked imbalance. I have square is imbalance, yes. No, pardon me, volume sequencing. So I got sequencing going the right direction. Okay, come on. All right, got to break the McGinley. So these POCs in the McGinley, you'd like to see it get on the other side of that. Good sign here. Delta's on the rise. Time of day, okay, Europe just closed. Maybe you get a little counter trend swing here. Any better over here? Starting to get a little bit better action. All right, so there, right, if you were following that theory, right, you've been stopped in here. So there's the little fair value gap here. I'd be mindful of that. In, right, let's see, let's ride it out. You put your stop, depending on your size and if you're full size or micros. Tighten that up. Now, what's the hurdle? Right there. Right, where that is going to be matched in with some of those pivots. Oh, here, we can do it this way. Right, so you see that's what the algo sees. 50 to the tick. Golden zone to the tick. Can we get through? Right. There's that little fair value gap that I drew on the other one. We got to get through that. Right. Never assume it's going to break. Assume the opposite. Here, you're in the trade, so you don't really have much you can do other than just let it go. Unless you see something here you just don't like. So this is a good sign here, a little exhaustion print. Continuous POCs, you'd like to see it get on the other side of those POCs. All right, there we go. Where we go? Next up, right? Golden zone. Well, we got to get through that. Again, don't ever assume that's going to break. Let's watch it. In, rejected. Come on, right, there you go, right, that's the bitch of it, right, there's always one of those little fuckers that will blow your trade up. It's annoying, but you can't change it, so you have to work around it. You see how we're coming from this golden zone right here, tagging that 65 to tagging that 65? That's what it does. Good sign. Geez, a long wait. So what do we got here? So we're 7 ticks. So maybe if you had a lot of times I'll use 8 ticks for a stop for a scalp. So your scalp should be out. Let's see if we're going to go up and get that target. So we get a new high here. I still would be so you could assume your scalps are out. I'd probably be under that pivot right there by a tick, looking for that runner to get up here. That won't be right now. Look, right, you got those to get through. But look at the sequencing here, right? So it's a good sign for bulls, and now you got a gap. You got a fair value gap there. Let's see if I can. Well, let me move. Can I move it off? Shit, I don't think I can. I don't think I can move it. Or I can do it. Yeah, we can do it like that. There's the swing high, right? So what we know, right? There'll be liquidity up here. No, back to there's the extended value area. Stop down here. You'd like to see that hold, right? Just get that rotation to hold. God damn, that thing won't let me. Can't highlight that thing. That's kind of annoying. Can't do it. Shit. Oh, what did we get? Damn near 3R on that. So you're right back to the McGinley. Let's see if that holds. Right, stop would be down here. So maybe you got your 8 ticks on 2 of them, and you're just letting this run. See if you get it. Why would you consider staying? Right, that's the next one. Those are not great looking bars for a bull. Essentially just this move is being taken back. Shit, won't let me do it. All right, back to the 50. Back to us. Let's see if we hold here. Where's these POCs? Be nice to get one to get to target here. Maybe that kind of day we're just not going to get it. You'd like to see it hold here. If you've got a runner. Not just because you're bullish, right? But it's just in terms of where you'd be looking for that support to hold here. These POCs, right at that 50, with an exhaustion print, you'd like to see that hold. May not get it. That's not good, right? Breaking the golden zone. Out. Right, so you got. Oh shit! What did we get? At least you got 8 ticks on your two scalps here. Back to them. Let's break that up. So we got something decent there. Back to rotation. Right, unrealized. Right, so we didn't get a new high here. We didn't get a new low. Maybe they try again. Boy, what a shit day. Let's chop. NQ any better? CPI tomorrow, probably what the market's waiting for. So I've got a lower high, higher low, so I'm just in a consolidation here. There's no real advantage here. You're stuck in that box. Higher low, lower high. That's a shame we didn't get it. But still decent. Right? That's all the market's giving today is these little short swings. It's not giving you big rippers today. There's 9 ticks if you took the stop in. Opening range high into that big fair value gap. And now we're coming into 12 noon. I'd sit tight until 1:30. All right, shit, looks like it's going to be a snooze fest. Okay, so I like that. That's a nice ad. I wish I could get that image. Oh, maybe I think Irwin will likely post that. He probably did post it. That setup that he took. Oh, shit. I guess that's about all we got, right? It looks like it's going to be a snooze day. But now, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one of these sides break today, right? Just in prep for tomorrow, a little positioning. It's unusual to stay self-contained, but if we were going to do it ahead of CPI with all the nervousness and I think the U.S. debt situation gets resolved, but they might take it right into the point to where we see some negative impact in the market, and then they'll hurry up and find a way to solve it. But that is looming in the background, so we are stupid enough over here to do it. We are that dumb. Considering who has the levers of power, right? We're that dumb. All right, guys. I guess we'll wrap there. Hopefully, we'll have something a little bit better. I'll check with Irwin, and maybe we can put something together to do a Ask Us Anything. And if you guys would like to focus on a different indicator or a different technical approach, if you want to do price action, or I came in with SMC with the market structure and the smart money framing in mind today, but that might be kind of a okay, I've seen that. Let's go to something else. So let us know what you'd like to do. I'll have to get with Irwin, see if we can do that. And then here, we'll just call it a day. All right, guys. Talk to you. I'm on TDU tomorrow, but maybe we'll be back on Thursday. I'll let you know. Okay, talk to you guys later.